TSP പാരാനോർമൽ അതീന്ദ്രിയം എന്ന ചാനലിൻ്റെ പുതിയൊരു സെഗ്മെൻറ്റിലേക്ക് ഏവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ഇന്നത്തെ സെഗ്മെൻ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഞാൻ എന്നും പറയുന്നത് പോലെയല്ല. എന്താ പറയുക, എന്നും പറയാറുണ്ട് എക്സൈറ്റിംഗ് ആണ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ രസകരമായൊരു എപ്പിസോഡാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഇന്നത്തേത് യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ എന്ത് വാക്ക് പറയണമെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല. കാരണം ഭാഷകൾക്കപ്പുറമുള്ള ഒരു വിനിമയമാണ് ഇവിടെ നടക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. പണ്ട് എപ്പോഴൊക്കെയോ വായിച്ച ഒരുപാട് റഷ്യൻ സാഹിത്യമുണ്ട്. പ്രഭാത് ബുക്സ് പബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്ത വെള്ള പേപ്പറിൽ ഉള്ള നല്ല മിനുമിനുത്ത പേപ്പറിൽ അടിച്ചു വന്ന റഷ്യൻ നോവലുകൾ ധാരാളം വായിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിലൂടെയാണ് പോപ്പുലർ മരങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ചും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ സമോവർ എന്നുള്ള വാക്കിനെക്കുറിച്ചുമൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത്. അപ്പോൾ അന്ന് മുതൽ തന്നെ മനസ്സിൽ നമ്മൾ കൊണ്ടു നടക്കുന്ന കുറേ കാഴ്ചകളുണ്ട്. മഞ്ഞു മൂടിയ റഷ്യൻ പശ്ചാത്തലങ്ങളിൽ വളർന്നു വരുന്ന ആളുകൾ, അവരുടെ സങ്കല്പങ്ങൾ തുടങ്ങിയതെല്ലാം. അപ്പോൾ ഇന്ന് യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ അത് മെറ്റീരിയലൈസ് ചെയ്യാണ് നമ്മുടെ മുമ്പിൽ. മേ ബി ലോ ഓഫ് അട്രാക്ഷൻ ആയിരിക്കാം എന്നൊക്കെയോ മനസ്സിൽ സങ്കല്പിച്ച ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഇന്ന് നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം ഉള്ള വിശിഷ്ട അതിഥികൾ ദേ ആർ ഫ്രം റഷ്യ. അപ്പോൾ ഇന്ന് ഭാഷകളില്ലാതെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള ഒരു ഭാഷയിലൂടെ ഒരു വിനിമയമാണ് നമുക്കിവിടെ നടക്കാനായിട്ട് പോകുന്നത്. ഈ സംവേദനങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലായാലും ഇല്ലെങ്കിലും ക്ഷമയോടുകൂടി മുഴുവനും കാണണമെന്ന് എല്ലാവരോടും പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് അഭ്യർത്ഥിക്കുകയാണ്. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്. നമസ്തേ വൺ ആൻഡ് ഓൾ. ടു കോട്ട് ആൽഫ്രഡ് ലോർഡ് ടെന്നിസൺ, ടു സ്ട്രൈവ് ടു സീക്ക് ടു ഫൈൻഡ് ആൻഡ് നോട്ട് ടു yield. So we know we are all struggling hard to find the meaning of life. So life is a very complicated term, we all know. So the entire globe is actually searching for the meaning of the word life. So in the pursuit, some people, they believe in existentialism. That means they think that life is simply a drama. You have to play your role, you have to just wind up and you have to go. There is nothing more. But some people, they think there is something behind life. So that means after death also there is something. So today it's a special episode as far as the ESP Paranormal Adindriyam channel is concerned. Today we have some very great guests of honor, I have to say. They are from Russia. So ma'am, kindly introduce yourself and your team.
Hello, my name is Sveta and I'm here in Vadakara with three of my friends who are Tatiana, Sasha and Yuri. We came to Kerala, to Vadakara, to visit our Guruji. He's sitting next to me, and we spent here last 4 days.
So we have heard that men are different as rivers are different, right? So we know in color, in caste, in religion, say in color, in all these kind of things, we can see that everyone is different. But something is connecting all the humanity, the entire humanity, we have to say. So I think the word spirit, that is the most important thing as far as the connection factor is concerned. So we are all having the spirit inside. So from the word spirit, the spirituality is coming. So I am just asking this question, how you have come to start with this search, the search of spirituality?
So I have to translate all this what you've said to my friends, as I already mentioned. Right?
Yeah.
Значит, начинаем с того, что утверждение, что все люди разные, я вкратце рассказываю, о чем вы сейчас только что сказали. Все люди разные, но что у нас вот здесь разные касты, особенно в этой стране разные касты, разные народности, но есть что-то, что нас всех объединяет. Это духовность. Духовность, точнее, есть одно слово, да, духовность и дух. То есть вопрос звучит так: как так получилось, что мы, как мы пришли к этому, поиску духовности?
Путь духовности – это внутренний путь. И когда ты слышишь зов внутри сердца, поиска учителя, духовного учителя, настоящего гуру, настоящего йогина, только тогда этот путь начинает открываться. И он для нас открылся. В 2020 году мы познакомились с Гуруджи и приехали впервые к нему и поняли, что это наш Махагурудев, с которым мы были все прошлые жизни, эту жизнь и будем все последующие жизни.
You ask about the spiritual path. How it started? It started with a call from inside, which I identified, and once this call is there, then the path becomes clearer and clearer. So in 2020, we come to know about Guruji. We came and visited him first time in 2020 in February, and we realized this is our teacher, we and our Mahadev, whom we met, we're meeting in our past lives, we're meeting again in this life, and we're gonna meet in other lives, in our future lives.
Okay, great. Recently only I came to know about Master. I just came over here and we met for the first time, and on the very day itself we just made the shooting, and we came to know that one. So he's a very surprising man with plenty of hidden inside. So, and after that only I came to know that one's having disciples from abroad. That's really a great, what I would say, wonder for me. Because I came to know only recently, and now you people are coming from the whole distance from Russia. You are here, so pranams to the Master.
Thank you, sir.
It's a very humble person, right? So Indian spirituality, we can say that when we say being simple is the most complicated thing. Being simple is the most complicated thing. I repeat. So simple living and higher thinking, that is the real concept of the Indian Vedanta. So I think you people are very much familiar with these words, Vedanta and all the other things.
Of course.
Okay, but in foreign countries we can see that the spiritual pursuit is there, but certain factors are working as constraint to their search for the Atman or the self. So do you believe there are certain constraints, there are some barriers, maybe political or certain other aspects? Are they still there in most of the countries?
На духовном пути есть только одно ограничение, это которое сам ставит человек внутри себя. Ни политика, ни какие-то внешние факторы не влияют на духовный путь. Ограничение только внутри человека. Либо он идет вперед, да, на зов, да, ищет своего учителя, либо он стагнирует и остается на месте, и нет движения. Ничего не мешает вообще.
So we believe that there is only one restriction, one problem on the spiritual path is your own, your own limit, where if you do believe in your spiritual path and your way which you have chosen, and you will keep going, and the doors will be open. But if you keep stagnating, keep doubting in spiritual path, then this will be your restriction.
Yeah, it's a great.
So we don't need any political. This is the main thing.
So it's a great answer. Came from a spiritual person, but my question is a very humble question. That is a normal question, ordinary question I have asked. That means, see, in the normality we can see that when if you are searching for spirituality, so people will be looking at you dubiously, doubtfully they will be looking at you. And so in most of the countries you can see, especially in China, in other countries, some people they are practicing spirituality, but in a very, what I would say, secret way they are following.
Right.
So do you think that in Russia, so there are certain kind of restrictions in following the spirituality? And that's my question.
Да, но
В городе Санкт-Петербурге, откуда мы родом, есть собраны все конфессии. Православные храмы, буддизм, мусульмане, и все остальное.
Армянская церковь.
Армянская церковь. У нас
Католическая,
собраны,
лютеранская.
католическая, лютеранская церковь. У нас собраны все конфессии. Никто друг другу не мешает, никто друг другу не навязывает ничего. На духовном пути нам никто не мешает, кроме нас самих.
So currently we are talking about the current situation in Russia. There are no such restrictions from the government. We have different, churches, temples of different confessions. So it's mostly we are Christian Orthodox, but for years we've been living in peace with people who are following Islam. So we have mosques. For years we've been living next to each other. In some regions of Russia, people are following Buddhism. So we have Datsan, which is a Buddhist temple. And then we have different churches of or Christian churches, like Lutheran, Catholic Church. Obviously, there are a lot of Orthodox churches. So there are no restrictions now in this current time.
Okay, fine. So, before the origin of Christianity, so there existed certain religions,
Yes.
history says, and the British people, they used to call it as paganism.
Right.
So, what were the different cults that existed in Russia before the emergence of Christianity?
Да, люди поклонялись языческим богам, люди поклонялись стихиям, люди поклонялись солнцу, ветру, воде, всем стихиям матушки земле. Если протянуть нить из прошлого сюда, в настоящее, все это сохранилось. Просто, может быть, немножко перетрансформировалось. И люди это помнят, это генетическая память, она все равно сохранилась.
Yes, that's true. Russians used to follow, like as you said, we will use the same word, pagan religion. Before Christianity, Russia was Christian in the 10th century. So it many years, 1,000 years back, more than that. And at that time, yes, people used to pray to different gods, different elements, especially sun, wind, earth. And these cults, these ancient cults, they do still exist in some, in some DNA, as we are saying now, is in our DNA. And somewhere it might come up, but there are no, it's not being practiced as much as it's been practiced at those days, of course. But we do have our ancestral memories.
Any
somewhere.
texts or scriptures are available?
So yes, there are some books which contains information about those beliefs, ancient beliefs. We even have what we call Slavic Vedas. And there are some church books which contain information about those cults. And currently there are specialists who are researching those cults, but very few things are remaining actually. But through these scientists, historians, we are coming to know about those ancient cults. But being Russian and having this Russian spirit, carrying this Russian spirit inside, we can say that yes, we have everything inside.
Okay. So when you come back to India, so we have plenty of books, nearly 3 lakh, more than 3 lakh books we are having. So written by different authors. Some books we even do not know who is the author of that book, maybe divine. But all these, we can see the spiritual elements, like gods are there, human beings are there. So when we go through the Russian literature, we can see it's all based on what I heard today, the existence of humanity. So that means the struggling, struggling people are there. So every day they have to wake up, they have to meet with the struggles, problems of life. And finally, at the end of the day, they are emerging from those problems. So these are the things that we can see in the most popular Russian works. So the elements of spirituality, the interference of gods and the angelic elements, they are not that much there in these kind of books. That's why I asked this one.
So the literature which you are talking about, I guess it was mostly a fiction literature, which is of course famous, especially the literature of the period which we call Golden Age, which is 19th and beginning of the 19th century, mostly, which was Tolstoy, Leo Tolstoy, and Dostoevsky. So they did describe the life of the common people, but when it comes to Dostoevsky, there is always the spiritual path, which is described of each particular hero or heroine in his book. So we can't deny that his books are lacking spirituality, because it's famous for the spirituality. Did I get your question right?
Yeah. Okay. And so also again one more question based on that. So Indian literature is concerned, we have plenty of numbers. N number of gods are there. So the number even we cannot count, that much number of deities are there. So can you name some of the deities that existed before the arrival of Christianity?
Yes. So I remember very clearly the Svarog, Yarila,
Дождь-бог,
Дождь-бог,
Макаш,
Макаш, Лада.
Эля и многие другие.
and many others.
Oh. So are they still worshipped in Russia?
Им ведь не поклоняются сейчас.
Поклоняются.
But, they are being worshipped. Some of them by the new neo religious, neo Slav. Как это у нас называется?
Смотри, есть бог Кришень, а есть в Индии Кришна.
Oh.
There is one of the Russian gods was called Krishan, which is very similar to Krishna.
Oh, can you explain some of the features of that Krishna? So can we
Do we
see?
know мы знаем какие-то черты этого бога, божества?
Они похожи на Кришну.
Чем? А ты можешь назвать это?
Кришна, он веселый, он беззаботный.
He was, as far as we know now, because it was been a long time, he was
Он всех любит.
quite a joyful God, which was sharing his love. He was easily sharing love with many other
И всем
people
помогает.
and helping lots of many other people also. So he was a little bit maybe careless in a good way and joyful.
Our Krishna is also the same.
Yes.
Okay, fine, okay.